Oh, Mama Biafra, where you dey? We dey wait for you to come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. We Simon Ekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Freedom now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, oh I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall. Uja maka Biafra. We don't put our onye ndu. Here, Simon Eba. Oba Tobiye.
Witness me. I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
and I said before I speak to them, I also give my conditions, which I know they couldn't meet. It's not possible for them to meet it. And I did it deliberately, because I didn't want to speak to them. They sent Joseph Okaro to come to me. First to my parents. My father said no. My mother said no. That where I stand is where they stand, in life or in death. And they came to prison. I was even from DSS dungeon. The promises came. The Vice President, anything you want. You have a very beautiful wife, you better go and enjoy her than being in prison. Wow. Anything you want. And I said no. That what I want is a referendum to determine if you good people want to be part of the zoo or part of Nigeria, or part of Biafra. Choose one, zoo or Biafra. They said no. And Isibajo tried to make contact. When I came out, I don't know if I've told this story before actually, and Ohaneze hijacked it. I went to see Innauguration in his house. We sat down, had lunch together, and I told him what my conditions were to lift the boycott in Anambra State, which they couldn't meet. And I said to Nwodo very simply, go to Abuja and tell these people that these are what our people are asking for. I said to him, go and bring us something. Not for me, for everybody. He went there and started negotiating for a ministerial position for one of the children. I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is fact. Ask him. Somebody asked him, but you people are being called to Asorok because of Nnamdi Kanu. Why didn't you tell him that you're going to Asorok? He said it is for Igbo leaders. And once the powers that be knew that he hadn't IPOB support, they just gave them 5 million naira for transport and dismissed them. Hadn't Innauguration remained with me, when the governors called me, I told them the same thing in front of Professor Biafrans. They said, oh, but Nwodo, Soludo, Premadi is upstairs. Do I want them to come? I said, no. Government House, Enugu. The former DSS director came with his bags of money in euros, in white sacks to bribe. Ask anybody working in Government House in Enugu. I said, no, I don't want to see them. Not because I want to be the only cock crowing, no. Because of consistency. Can you last? When you're tempted, are you going to succumb? Can you sustain this very effort we're making? So they have come. And I gave them my conditions which they can never meet. Open Warri Seaport, open Iguacha Seaport, open Calabar Seaport. Make Enugu an international airport where we can fly to US and come in at will. Build Iguacha Enugu, Onitsha Enugu Express Road. Complete second Niger Bridge. Are these things difficult?
No.
As I'm telling you this, go and ask them in Asorok if your friends there. They have the piece of paper I gave to them. They ran away. Because some Igbo men were busy gossiping, saying if you allow him, when he finishes fighting Nigeria, he will come here and fight us and kill all of us. That's what they said. And you know one other thing they said? They told every Igbo billionaire around the world that nobody should give me one dime. Ask them that if you give Nnamdi Kanu money, he will go and buy weapons. That nobody should give me anything. I'm going to hear in Agabiga, you won't believe it. That we are here by the grace of Elohim, not by any of our strength, to be honest with you. Any day we are serious, the world will know. How do you want Canada to regard the Biafra referendum or even USA? The people that the ambassador knows are the governors, or maybe Hanese. Did you people not hear that British government went to Biafra land when I was in prison? Oh my goodness. The British High Commissioner was touring everywhere. When they wanted to kill me, went to Obi of Onitsha and asked him, what do we do to Nnamdi Kanu? That one said you can kill him if you want. They went to Atusia. Atusia told them you can never touch him. If you touch him, this person will burn. How many times has the US government been to Enugu? They go to Ohaneze. I don't want to say it. They went to Ohaneze and the governor. They asked them, what do you want? Oh, leave those rascals, leave them. Miscreants. We want restructuring. What they're asking for is untenable. But the same man said if there is no restructuring, they'll join IPOB to do Biafra, isn't it? Did he complete what he said? No. Is he doing what he said he's going to do? No. And you want me to work with these people?
It's not going to work.
I say, and I'm everything I do, I say it in the open. Not gossip. And those that spoke to Uche, I am going to Chicago to broadcast live to the whole world and tell them they're in trouble. I've told them every time they contributed to IPOB will be announced for the world to hear. Tell them there'll be no hiding place for gossipers, even as far as I'm concerned, because I know what I've committed to this very movement. Not that I'll become Biafra president. No. So that I can take Nnemeka and Nnabikem back to the land of his ancestors. To that same land that Chukwu Kabiyama said, you people must be here. And then my wife, Mariano. I am fighting for Biafra that we may be free. Thank you.
The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. and then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great-grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Umahi. He loves Fulani. He used to wear Obada. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to the Aruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the East, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the West.
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are three types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots.
Biafra will come. You either allow us to go in peace, or you are going to remain pieces and Biafra will still go. I come that Nigeria will end. I come that there will end the Usman Danfodio legacy. That legacy that every time they will be talking about Usman Danfodio, you will think that Usman Danfodio manufactured the aeroplane. You would think that Usman Danfodio manufactured a car, or he invented one Ihela machine or something like that. No. Usman Danfodio have a legacy for killing northern Nigeria, for killing Hausas, conquering them and turn them into what you see today, Hausa Fulani. That is the legacy that Usman Danfodio brought to northern Nigeria. And today, they have Usman Danfodio University. That is what they continue that particular legacy. That is the reason why the Fulanis are killing innocent Christians in the northern Nigeria and the middle belt. It is to continue the Usman Danfodio legacy, and I am here to end it. I will end it. The end of Usman Danfodio legacy will start from this year. I am telling you, go and mark it. It will start from December 2nd. Once we exit Nigeria, that legacy is gone, completely gone, because they will not have any other place to conquer. Is it us that you are going to cross our border to come and start saying you want to conquer Biafra? We did not conquer us when we were in Nigeria. It's not going to be possible. My fellow Biafrans in Australia and beyond, we met with the most senior members of the United States Congress. We met with the most senior members of the US government, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest official of the US government, the Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Michael McCall, and a plethora of members of Congress. These members are now well educated about Biafra. It has never happened in the history of Biafra and Nigeria. We are closely working after being briefed, after educating these people, decision makers. We are now closely working with them to form a new Biafra policy for the US government. I want you to understand that forget whatever that is going on social media. Forget whatever that the Nigeria terrorist states are saying on social media and behaving on their National Assembly. They know that the game is over. I am telling you the fact. The northern Nigeria know that the game is over. I know what is going on within them. The presidency of Nigeria know that the game is over. The Senate President Akpabio knows that the game is over. The only people that do not know, or maybe they are just skeptical, are the gullible one Nigerians who are believing in the Nigerian terrorist army that they have the capability to eliminate Biafrans, don't knowing that I actually lost the war already before even the war started.
All of us Biafrans in the British cabinet, the Defense of Homeland, the Biafran Liberation Forces, the Biafran Army, we have vowed in our life. We are going to continue this same call, this same place that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has. Nobody will stop that. I want to let Biafrans know that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has set all the structures in place for Biafra restoration from the beginning to the end. So we have no mercy for those that come to disrupt the restoration of this struggle. We don't negotiate with anyone. We will never do that. Because when you do things like that, you encourage the same thing to be inside the government, and they will continue to do what they are doing. There's an adage that says, no matter how you try to leave them, to forgive them, to accept them, they will still come up with that same behavior. Because Nigerian government has a process of divide and conquer. They use people within to destroy what Biafrans are doing. We already know that, and that is why they are not going anywhere. That is why we stop them on their track. That is why we discover them anywhere they are, and we bring them down. That is what we will continue to do. No mercy. No mercy, because lives have been lost. People have died. Children have died. Innocent Biafrans have been murdered. They've spilled their blood. We are not joking. Anybody, any attorney, any lobbyist, you think we are joking in this restoration process? I pity you. Sorry will be your name.
Hey!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program, wherever you are joining me from. I welcome you and I appreciate you for being part of the program. If you are joining me on TikTok, please tap the screen and share the video to all other platforms. If you are joining me on Facebook, equally share the program, like the program, and share to anyone you can be able to reach in all the platforms. I welcome every one of you that has connected to this program. And as always, you know that this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. The platform under United States of Biafra and the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ahmadike of Biafra land. And today, under the control and command of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi that is where we stand, that is where we are anchoring and bringing information to the whole world, especially to the Biafrans. In this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come to this platform to attack people or individuals. We don't come here for saga or blackmail. We do not come here to preach against any race or religion. What we do in this platform is to bring the plight of the Biafran people before the whole world, to tell the world what is going on in Biafran territory and in Nigeria in general. We come here to expose the lies against the Biafran people, the lies against the indigenous people, the lies against the children of Chukwuokikabiam. All those lies they are telling on daily basis, the lies they tell against our Deputy Prime Minister, against our Prime Minister, against our Supreme Nnamdi Kanu. In this platform, we debunk those lies and make sure that those lies does not hold water. My fellow Biafrans, remember every morning when we come here, it is always an interactive section. We always have a section where we interact with the Biafrans. We allow Biafrans to share their views. We allow Biafrans to express themselves and say their feelings. In this platform, you are entitled to your opinion. And in the platform, anyone that wishes to join us on stage, you can do so. As long as you are with us on YouTube in David Harper channel, go to the comment section. You are going to see the link there. From that link, you can join us and then make your contribution. The only thing that qualifies you to join us on YouTube live on stage is for you to be a human being. As long as you're human, regardless your race, your location, your orientation, your ideology, your opinion, if you have something reasonable to say to us, ask a question, make a contribution or prayers, all you need to do is to follow the link and join us, and your issue will be addressed. You have all the time in the world to express yourself and say your opinion. The only thing we ask is that when you are coming on stage in this platform, make sure you conduct yourself properly. You must cover up yourself. You can't come out on this platform naked. We won't allow you to come in. But as long as you're decent, we're going to allow you. You have all the time in the world. The only thing we ask is that when you come on stage, try as much as you can to keep your words civil. Every argument you have, every contributions you have, whatever opinion you have, you are free to share it with us. But we ask you to do it in a civil manner so that those you are talking to can be able to digest your information. Because it will be of no use for you to come out and make all the noise. At the end of the day, nobody is going to hear you. When you come out, state your case and make your opinion known to Biafrans, and I bet you will be listened to. So wherever you are watching this program today, I welcome you, I appreciate you, and I thank you for being part of the program. Please like and share as you join. For those who have been following our programs, you will understand that Monday is always a special day. Monday is a special day of civil disobedience, a day that the Biafrans have chosen within themselves to sit at home to make their legitimate demand. Monday sit at home is being hosted by Biafrans. No one is being forced into it. Biafrans came together and agreed that every Monday they will be sitting at home to make some vital requests. The reasons for the sit at home of Monday is very, very clear. We have made it clear on several occasions and we continue to do so. Monday sit at home, first of all, is to demand the unconditional release of our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu and every Biafran political prisoner in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. The Monday sit at home is to demand that the Zoological Republic government of Nigeria should take away all their military checkpoints from Biafra land. The Monday sit at home also is to show the world that Nigerian government have no legitimacy in Biafra land anymore. The Monday sit at home is also to make a clear statement that all the political posts in Biafra land, those who are working for the zoo, they have no legitimacy in Biafra territory, from the governors to the least of them. Monday sit at home is a day we speak in one voice to let the world know that we do not want to be part of the zoological republic called Nigeria anymore. This very sit at home has been going on for years now, probably for 4 years now, and we have been holding it and holding it tight. No one is forcing anybody to sit at home. It is an agreement that Biafrans reach within themselves because it is necessary. Every child in Biafra land knows why the sit at home is being held. And that is why people are responding and cooperating. On different occasions, the terrorist government of Nigeria have used their DSS and some of their criminal actors to demonize the sit at home by trying to enforce it. They have gone to the extent of even taking innocent life just to prove a point. And as Chukwu Okukabema will have it, in most cases, when they carry out their evil act, they are being busted. There are video evidence to show that most of the time that the sit at home has been enforced, this was being enforced by those who are working for the government. Either the Asara Dokobo boys or the DSS themselves with their police. And these people have been captured on several times on video. They have been captured on pictures. Even in their conventional media, they have been indicted of enforcing sit at home. This very strategy has always been a strategy of Nigerian government, whereby they create a flag of operation to demonize those who are asking for their rights. They did that during the NSAS. They do that during the hunger protests. And they've done it again and again against the Biafran restoration. And they continue to do it up to today. Each time they always form the flag of operation to infiltrate the original people who are making move and asking for something that is legitimate. But each time they try to go on this direction, the Biafrans are not moved. The Biafrans are not discouraged or deterred. We continue to pursue our right and do that which we are supposed to do. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okukabiyama to continue to do what you know how to do best. Do not be discouraged. Do not be deterred. Do not allow anybody to push you away. The pursuit of the freedom of the Biafran people is the right thing to do, and we will continue to do so. Regardless the challenges, the attack, the propaganda, the blackmail, the inside saboteurs, we will never give up. We will never give up because we know that freedom doesn't come cheap. Freedom comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with a lot of sacrifice. And the Biafrans already have made so much sacrifice that we can't go back. It is forward ever and backward never. So today being Monday, it is sit at home. And today is going to be Monday with a difference. You also know that today will be the inauguration of Donald Trump. It's going to kick off today, being Monday, his first day in office. So a lot of things are going to unfold, and we are going to be getting a lot of news today. So whatever you are doing, you must have to remain calm and continue to do what you are doing. And I want you to remember that our freedom is not in the hand of any man. Some of you will think that maybe we are laying our hope on somebody. We are not laying our hope on any human being. We know that Chukwuokike is in charge. That is why we do what we have to do and allow Chukwuokike Abiyama to do his own part. That is why even on this day of inauguration of Donald Trump, with all the high hope that we have, Biafra land is also conducting the civil disobedience, which is one of the ways that we intend to change the narratives. Remember, our Prime Minister made it clear that it is a multidimensional approach to get Biafra. So while we are approaching the restoration of independence of Biafra fully through diplomatic means, we are also approaching it through civil disobedience. And we are also approaching it through self-defense. And all these will be running hand in hand until freedom is being achieved. Wherever you are as a Biafran, you must know that we have a responsibility. And that responsibility lies on every one of us. And we must do what we have to do to see that Biafra comes. We know what we are up against. If you are listening to the video of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that I played earlier on, you will understand the challenges ahead of us. If you listen to that program I played, speech of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, his explanations, you will know that our enemies are everywhere, more especially in our own land, Biafra land. The political elites, they have sold their soul to the devil, and some of them have sworn and said that Biafra will never come, not in their own presence. Our political elite in Biafra land are the major culprit when it comes to the subjugation of the Biafran people, the intimidation of the Biafran people, and the delay of the freedom of the Biafran people. When you listen to that program I played, you hear Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say that they went to the extent of asking all the wealthy men in Biafra land that none of them should support Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now you understand why when we come in fundraising, it is only the low class that are coming. Even the poor are the ones donating. The middle class and the poor are the ones we can find there. The so-called wealthy men in Biafra land, which I am very sure we have very many of them. We have very many of them. We have not heard of any one of them coming out to support his or her own freedom. They are all taking the back bench. It is not ordinary. If you have not listened to that program I played, you listen to it again. And you will see the evil of the Zoom. And you understand that we really have to do something now, or else it will be too bad in time to come. It will be too bad. But I thank Chukwuokike Abiyama that finally today, we are no longer waiting for anybody or thinking of how somebody will feel or seeking for approval for anybody. The declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra have already been made in the presence of the world with a signature of hundreds of people and with the self-referendum vote of more than 50 million. Then I ask you, what else is going to stop us? What else will stop us? The only thing that can stop us is our fears. Some of us are so scared. So scared in the affairs of Biafra. And that is why we are still stagnant today. But you don't have to fear. Some people fought for their freedom for years. They fought for decades. We only fought for 3 years, and after 3 years, people were running away. People were scared. Some people fought for decades, and they are still standing. They stood until they are sure that their freedom is guaranteed. And wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to understand that in this point in time, we must stand, and there's no going back. I thank you that today, Mazin Nandekano, the supreme leader of IPOB, has not given up. Even in the face of all the trials and temptations, the face of all the attack, the face of all the blackmail and propaganda and all the abuse, he has never surrendered. He continued to stand firm on the issue of Biafra, keeping his word. That word he spoke when he was interviewed in the zoo, 2015 to 2016. When they arrested him after his release, he was interviewed about Biafra, and he made it very clear that it is either Biafra or that. That is either he gets Biafra or he died fighting for Biafra. He made it clear, he didn't miss word. And when he was asked directly, is there anything that can be given to you to step down or to forget about Biafra? He said no. He need nothing except Biafra. Some of us tend to forget this word. That is why today some of us will be having the opinion that somehow, that Mazin Nandekano will come out and this Biafra struggle will stop. It will never. And in case you have forgotten that very interview, you know, I love going back to history so that you can understand. Because the visual information is much more captured than when you begin to tell stories. So I want us to listen to that very interview that was granted to the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazin Nandekano, far back.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. And independent Biafra means going back to where we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation. When you say a confederation, you're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So truth. No war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I don't believe in war, no. No war. When I say Biafra or death, I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic nation, I said every, I don't care if there are 600, I don't care. Everyone is
all the 500 plus.
Everyone together to say this is, or others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. Sit down to say, what type of country do we want? Sit down, discuss, agree. I can begin to perhaps submit to your position.
Is it too late?
It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back?
If the federal government, given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point, it is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues, would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust.
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, you had Southampton, everywhere. You had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay. So if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want? So for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course.
Right.
Those are the coastal. Basically,
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues. So
That's
the
correct.
Igalas and part of the Kogi,
Yes.
Kogi State, right?
Yeah.
Nyesom Wike, the governor of Anambra, sorry, the governor of River State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and said, you know, you should not be including River State.
It's for
and
the River State to decide,
people.
not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. You have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for instance, it's only one man, one vote.
What if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South, for example, from Bayelsa. I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
They were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception. Where she to go to?
as a big, popular Nollywood actress, I wouldn't necessarily...
I'm telling you, if I go to her village, people will turn out to see me more than turn out to see her.
This interview that I just played is unforgettable. And this interview formed the basis of every single thing we are doing today. If you are genuinely a Biafran and you are seeking for freedom and you have not paid attention to this interview, I wonder where you are drawing your energy from. When you listen critically to this very interview, you will understand that the man that laid the foundation we are following today, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, made it very clear. In his speech, he said it is either Biafra or that. And he went ahead to expatiate and say, it is either he gets Biafra or he dies fighting to have Biafra. His words are very clear. He was asked, is there anything that could be done so that you can stop talking about the issue of Biafra and join the Nigerian Zoological Republic? He said no. It is too late. They have killed many people. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu could complain of the life that have been lost all the way back to 2016-17, if he had this complaint, you can imagine what he will be saying today. Do you know the number of life have been lost? From the time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu granted this interview till date, do you know the number of Biafrans that have lost their life? Not because they committed a crime, not because they have done anything wrong, simply because they are known as Biafrans. You know the number of people that lost their life in Obibo. You know the number of people that lost their life in Okwama recently. You know the number of people that have lost their life on several places at every point in time. And now you understand our stand, that we are not going back. The people today who are still drawing their leg and pushing wrong narrative are these people who are benefiting from the suffering of the people. There was a program I just watched. Somebody sent it from me. Every one of you know Edmond Okilo. Edmond Okilo that presents issue of Biafras and all that. I watched a program where somebody who claimed to be a pressman was speaking about his experience, that he wrote a book about the life of our general, eternal general, Dim Odumegwu in exile, his life in exile. He wrote a piece and wrote. At the end of the interview, he was asked, will you still want Biafra at this point in time? And he said no, that he is not interested in Biafra, that Biafra is not obtainable as we are now. And when I heard that, that was a very great disappointment for somebody who claimed to be the media secretary of our eternal leader. And of course, and I can understand that these people, most of us on media and people on media do not actually have the real information or know what they want. Some of them are just there for their own personal interest. This man spoke and gave so many examples, and he was asked, would you want Biafra now? Would you still be interested in pursuit of Biafra? Would you still desire for Biafra? He said no. And I was shocked. And the man asked him, are things now better than it was during the Civil War? He didn't answer that question. The man asked him, are things now better than it was then? He did not answer that question. And these are the kind of people we have around us. There are so many of them. Because they are lucky to find themselves in a state that they feel that, okay, they continue to betray their own people. And these people are on very, very important positions where they are supposed to speak the voice of Biafra. These are people that witnessed the war and they saw it. They heard the stories. They saw it. They were in it. They saw the loss of life, the inhuman treatment of Biafra that have continued up to date. But when you interview them, because of their stomach, they'll be talking from both sides of their mouths. When I was listening to that idiot, what was coming to my mind was the last man who died some time ago among those who participated in the revolution that they call Igbo coup. Is it on what it was? And I was one of them who just died lately, the one that met Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, supported the Biafran struggle and also made financial contribution, wrote a book and said, let the money that got that book go to the struggle. a combatant soldier. And there are still many people like that who fought in the Civil War, and they are still in this struggle today as we are, hoping to see Biafra. And that idiot was asked, would you want to go for Biafra and achieve it? And he said, no, he doesn't want it. And the next thing he jumped into their popular saying, they say, oh, it is this young man who did not see Biafra. It is this young man who never witnessed war. That is one of their cheap blackmail. They will tell you you are too young to talk about it. You didn't witness the war. But I bet you there is nothing that is happening that happened during the war that is not happening today. Is it genocide? We have seen genocide in this president. Is this bombing? We have seen bombing. Is it dead bodies and corpses lying everywhere? It is happening daily on Biafra land. What is that thing that you saw in Biafra during the Civil War that is not seen? Is it hunger and famine? There are people who are desperately hungry in Biafra land today. And their cheap blackmail is always, oh, you were not born during the Civil War. You were not there. That is why you are talking about Civil War. And they forgot that informations are there. Even in that program, Edmond Ofilo has told him that informations are out there. Just as I'm telling you and the books every one of you is writing, they are reading and they are digging into it. I can bet you that some of us today have more information than those of them who claim to be in that war had. Some of us have the information they had. The information we have today, if they had it, they wouldn't have given up. And that is the truth. This generation of Biafra, the information that they have, if the Biafrans of 1967, those who fought during the, if they had the information we have, we will not give up. We will not have surrendered. We will have continued. And by now, Biafra would have been free. They lack the information. But they will be the quick ones. They will be so quick to tell you that, oh, you were not born during the Civil War. You know what has happened. But I bet you in this generation, we know better than them. So many of them who were there, he claimed to be in the press, but he didn't know that the United States of America was already trying to switch their way in favor of the Biafrans. He didn't know that letters have been prepared already to switch to support Biafra before Biafra now hands off and gave Nigeria a chance. He didn't know that. There are so many things that they didn't know, even in that war. There are so many things that they didn't know that made them to hands off. If they had known or had the knowledge this generation have, they will never give up. Never. It doesn't matter how many people that is already. We have lost 5 million and counting. So what are you walking away from? What are you scared of? What else is remaining? If they have held on a little longer, just 1 year more, it should have been over. It would have been over and forever over. Biafrans will be free. But they will be the same people that come out. Although there are so many of them who fought the Civil War that are still very gallant today, and they are pushing and supporting the restoration of Biafra directly and indirectly. They are everywhere. But there are some of them who, when you listen to them, you get disappointed. You begin to wonder, are these people Biafrans? These are people who are only pursuing their personal and selfish interests. And I don't know where they lay their hands. The situation of Biafra today is worse than ever. It is worse than ever. The only thing is that we're in 21st century, so that they cannot commit genocide the way they were doing before. But that same thing that was happening then is still ongoing, even more. The only difference is today, in 21st century, we can be able to escape them as fast as possible. There are other strategies to follow. I want to share this video. For those of you who think that the pursuit of Biafra is just by a certain group of people, or the world doesn't know what is happening. I'm going to play this video. Just listen to what this man had to say. Then you will know how informed the Biafran, how dissatisfied the Biafra people are from the zoological republic called Nigeria. Let's listen to this video.
Igbos in Nigeria, 73% said sometimes or always they were treated unfairly by the government. This is last year. This is the highest rate of any ethnic group surveyed in Africa. In their view, they are sometimes or always treated unfairly by the government.
So it's issue of injustice?
It is a deep grievance, and it's a disconnect from the Nigeria project, as was mentioned earlier. And I mentioned that number just to underscore the underlying grievance that has to be addressed. So amnesty is potentially part of a package, but the disconnect has to be addressed, and the Southeast is a core pillar of the Nigeria project. It comes back to the discussion of its importance. So all of these issues that are being discussed are inherently political. They're being seen through a political lens. For example, infrastructure development. The grievance is you have a very productive region that is exporting not just to Nigeria, but internationally. You have, I think, Imo and Anambra are number 4 and number 6 for GDP in Nigeria. And that was in 2021, which was a very violent year. So even amidst the violence, three of the 5 states in Southeast are in the top 12 for GDP per capita. Yet there's no seaport. The bridges are not good. The roads are not good. So it is a development and infrastructure issue, but it's seen through a political lens as a political grievance. The same with security, which is you have significant deployment of security forces, yet the perception is the DPOs are not from Southeast. Many of the officers are not from Southeast. They are not necessarily well-versed in the local context. And so they're not performing the role of community security in a way that they or other communities would expect. So that's a security issue, yes, but it's also perceived through a political lens. And it's the same with federal appointments and involvement in governance. So these are development, these are policy, these are economic issues, but they're seen through a broader political lens that they're not being kind of fairly adjudicated. And I think that's really important to underscore. So amnesty as part of a package may be a solution, but the underlying grievances have to be addressed with an understanding of the political perception, how the infrastructure problems, how the economic problems, how the security issues are perceived politically, and what it means to have a more representative involvement in those efforts from a Southeast perspective. Yes, it has to be a multi-stakeholder approach. The sensitive issues have to be addressed, and there needs to be involvement of the key stakeholders as this initiative is doing. That being said, in contexts like this, you might not move everybody over. You might not convince everybody. But where you make a serious effort and where you provide legitimate avenues, you will see a significant reduction in popular grievance that draws down support for extremism and makes it very difficult to operate. So a multi-stakeholder approach doesn't immediately solve all the problems, but it changes the trajectory, and it moves a lot of the public into using or trying to use the legitimate mechanisms again, as opposed to staying on the sidelines or even supporting extremist activity. So it's where you need to start, and it's the direction that you need to go.
This video I've just played is just to show you the awareness that the world has about the atrocities the Nigerian government is committing against the Biafrans. The human rights organized this program, and you hear in their own words that 75% of the Biafran people, more especially the Igbos, the highest in the whole of Africa, believe that Nigerian government have treated them unfairly, have marginalized them, have committed atrocities against them. The injustice of Nigerian government against the Biafran, more than 75% of Biafrans confess this. These informations are in the public. So sometimes when we talk a thing they don't know, they know with all this knowledge that they have about it. All we are asking is to allow us to be on our own, to manage ourselves. But they wouldn't allow it. you heard him say it, more than 75% of the Igbo Biafrans believe that there is injustice against them. And it's not just belief, this injustice is pronounced. He mentioned the injustice by himself. Up to this moment, these things are still ongoing. And nobody wants to look into it. But I bet you it will not be for too long. We have gotten to the end of the road and we will end it by the special grace of God. You're welcome, my brother Akonyo Wetra. Let's hear from you. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and speak.
Yeah, good morning, Augustus.
No.
What's the coming daughter?
You're welcome.
Good morning to my brother there, Uncle Greg. Moreover, they know that that is the issue. My brother, Uncle Tuesday, the thing they made all the Google. Our people are quite reluctant, gullible by day. NYC don't send their yesterday. I even called you to call your attention to the video yesterday night. From Edmund Rubio. So
yeah, I saw the video.
What I want to state this morning is that when I was going through the video, at a point, I became emotional. But I took my time to finish both the part 1 and the part 2 of the interview. So, I now came to the realization that why is it that all these veterans, I even said that I will tell you that government should call the attention of all these guys. I mean, this is our new government now. To get more information, because the man said there are some things he will go down specifically. But at the end of the interview, Edmund asked him, is Biafra going to be realized again? He said that the country has resisted. That is just yeah. Now, I want to ask, why is it that all these people that fought this fight of us becoming a country, and he defined one thing. He said that that Biafra means born. How did he put it there? Well, he just say it's born of agony, fighting to survive, fighting to survive. He just said the meaning. He said that is how the name was coined. Now, those things that you people that made you people to fight, and because of what people went through during the fight and after the fight, those things are still happening, even more worse now. It is not obvious that like it were then, but they are gradually getting to that stage. And you people now are saying that the people, the generation that come up now that are calling for that they do not know what you people went through. And that is the reason why, because after all this interview, after this expose, people will say that they will affirm the miscreants that they called us, that we don't know what they passed through. Because if all this is going on now, as we are looking for this, our sovereign nation, all these people that are still alive, even if referendum, referendum now, or maybe consultation, upon the West, people of importance, as they may call it, this thing no longer. That report the thing maybe exists like that. They will come and speak good grammar, good narration of what they passed through. I want to ask them, and I want government to send a lobby, try to reach out to them, because the man made mention of one is saying that is a long talk. If you go through the video, you understand where I'm going. Let government go to them. Get all those facts as they are first hand. Let's forget about books that they've written. Let's go and get those things. Record their voice. Let them explain, because the man explained many things there that can even make one to cry. Let government ask them, does it mean that these things that happen then is not happening again? Let them set it there. Because they do say that the thing is happening, but because of cohesion that we come. Because those people are our problem. Those people. This sabo for, because some people are strong to sabo. I want to hammer up. Before they got behind the standard to do. And then discourage GAD. And then discourage GAD. But when I make my own stand, is the pain that our people went through. Coming from first-hand information, we are not talking of written documentary. But this one is first-hand information. People that took their part in the war, they suffered during the war, they suffer after the war. Government should ask them. So because of the suffering that you people went through, we should continue to suffer. These people do not suffer. And to Igbos, let us understand that this war, that those our veterans thought that it has finished, it has ended, that the war is still ongoing. If we do not rise up in unity, our unborn children, they might blame us, and after blaming us, they will succumb to the heat. Because that man from our right channel television that said that in 50 years to come, that the Fulani will ensure that they Islamize Nigeria. Their agenda is not Islamizing Nigeria. We should wake up from our slumber. This Islamization of Nigeria, we take our land. Only last year, like that, or therefore, I beg you for a Christian home. Take care of a Christian. Or we tell all our people that how we confuse ourselves by Islamization. These people are coming for our land. They want to take our land and make our people subjugate our people to slavery. Because when they overpower us, if God will allow them to actualize their plan, of which is what they are passing to their new generation, as they are telling their new generation that Igbo as a tribe in Nigeria, as an ethnic group in Nigeria, is the problem of Nigeria. Thereby making them to understand that they need to take away the Igbo. Because if they succeed in tapping our wings, as they've taken over our political elite, making them a siege, they will be expanding that their motive until they conquer our land. The Islamization we are talking of, this is their religion. If they come, they get our land, definitely they'll start worshipping their God in their own way. So let us put away that they are coming to Islamize us. What Islamization that they are after? They are after our land. They are after our land. They are after our land. And they are in for revenge. People should lay hold of this history. Get them to give us what happened. First-hand information of what happened. On voice notes. Because our people are not good in reading. Government should get them, because when you get to Ghana, as then when we zoom in Ghana, all the quotes of Kwame Nkrumah, all his speech, and the Ghana talk for ya on all the quote, we know about for an hour. The voice is able to Many people will go there and get those things from Puma. Some people are going online now. Go and get all the things Mr. Mandela said. Our government should get hold of these people and interview them, beg them to give us the information so that we use it to educate our people. Then our people that are in the struggle, it is high time that we understand the mission of the Fulani, the mission of other tribes in Nigeria, mostly the Fulani man, because of the coup of January 15, 1966. They have not forgiven the Igbo. The man said it. There's no forgiving us. I'm not saying that I'm not aware of what I'm saying, but I'm saying it to the people that maybe they are unaware or they've not got to know all these things that we are saying. People should wake up and know that the mission is not to sort of to come and Islamize people's land. The mission is to come and take our land. The earlier the better for us. So that is all I have to say this morning. My brother. That's all I have to say. And that video, when I talk, he made the video did. Of course, all those places don't vital points. They may have because almost 1 hour, 2 hours video. So I even made a video because now when you get in the late to be, I don't know what the man is. How what this thing I know me abu ogo. Ogo anu abu. A man that's not a lot of na preach. But very assignment. They should go back to preaching because these people they are not doing us good. Their children will ask them, this Biafra. I just have that word of discouragement. All they do more.
Thank you so much, my
brother. After because in I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. I got you. I got the video and I watched that video. Maybe you didn't start watching on time. I spoke something about it. I'm going to try to use it for program. Maybe I'm going to try to download it and we use it because this point we are portraying was where got me angry. Actually, it got me angry, and that made me to go and watch what he was saying in the beginning and all that. And it was so annoying when I got to that spot where he was asked that question and he was talking rubbish. You see, when you look at this, it's just like this stage where we are now in the media. You see, some of us in the media are talking trash. And you can imagine the kind of report this kind of people will give in time to come when Biafra comes. So, in as much as he claims to be the media aide of our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, from his word and his explanations, you could know where he stands. And this set of people are people who are still today looking for relevance in Nigerian government. For him to make a statement and say there is no hope in Biafra and Biafra is not going to come and all those, trying to talk down on the Biafra, it's a shame. It's a shame to him and his generation. And that is, it's really sad. It's really sad. But my joy is that there are many veterans and people who worked hard, who were in the face of the war, and today they are still in the front of this struggle, supporting financially, morally, and in other way around. One of the last men who died during, I think, last 2 years, the man that met our Supreme Damas in Nandekano, Onwatuegwu or whatever, is it Onwatuegwu? I think I've forgotten his name. He spoke eloquently about the condition that Biafrans face, and he said it categorically clear that things are worse now than it was before even they went for that revolution. And he went ahead to dedicate the book he wrote. He said every money he got from that book, he dedicated it to the Biafran struggle. This was a man who was in the forefront. He was among the 5 generals who conducted the revolution that they call a coup. And there are so many other veterans who have spoken eloquently, are still spoken and supported. But when you see these ones that come out and begin to talk down on Biafra and telling you that it's not obtainable, telling you how uninformed we are, they are the people that are not uninformed. That man, I bet you, is uninformed. He's not informed. And he, being a press secretary, if he was informed and doing his work, he should have known that the United States of America was about switching their tone. They are about switching to support Biafra before Biafra hands off. People like him, who we are supposed to be supporting our eternal leader, to get information, we are not doing what they're supposed to do. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. If they were up in the game and doing what they're supposed to, they're supposed to know that it wasn't time. They were not, even if they have stayed for some few months more, the game would have changed. And there is no how United States will come to the side of Biafra and it will remain the same. There is no going back. We would have been free long before now. But because people like him, we are not getting the right information they were supposed to get. And today he's want to come and accuse us and tell us we don't know much, that he knows everything. And when you hear the way he was explaining his narrative, things he can't, you can see that there are some of them. Mazin Nanaka used to say it, that anybody that you see that remains rich after the civil war is a saboteur. Anyone that remains rich after the civil war, they are all saboteurs. They were part of those who were working for the government and also working for Biafra. And when you see the role he played in the coming back of our eternal leader, with that role he played, he has already planted himself into the one Nigeria. He has planted himself into one Nigeria and fixed himself on, and there is no way you can expect him to talk about the issue of Biafra. So while I was listening to him, I was reading those kind of things where he committed himself, where he did this and that. And by the grace of God, maybe tomorrow or next, I will start using that his idiotic narrative to make a program. You know? And the revelation he was saying he was going to take to his grave. Let him take it to his grave. Let him go. The revelation is that he said somebody who wanted to assassinate our eternal leader, he doesn't want to mention the name. He doesn't want to say who the person is, and he's ready to take it to his grave. Let him go ahead and take whatever he wants to take it to his grave. We have enough information out there for us to get what we want. There are many people like that, even in this our struggle. And I say, as we are in media, we are discussing. You can see what is happening in the media today. Some media are speaking from both sides of the mouth. Some are collecting bribes. Some are pretending to work for Biafra. Meanwhile, they are doing a different thing altogether. And you can imagine what they will report. After the restoration of Biafra, you come to them for interview. You know what they will say and the kind of information they're going to pass. We can never be deterred. No amount of distraction will catch us. In as much as those idiots are trying to demoralize Biafrans, but I bet you when the spirit of Biafra possesses you, you will not move, neither will you shake. My brother Greg, you're welcome. Thank you for joining, Greg. Sorry for keeping you that long. Go ahead and speak to us, my brother Greg. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, my brother Chus. God bless you this morning.
You're welcome, my brother.
Good morning to all our brothers in the house. I'm greeting to all the men, Akonye Weta and Prince Ewuchukwu.
Yeah.
Yes, my brother, I can hear a lot of nonsense coming from people that you think they are reasonable. So it is exactly the same thing that is happening today. You know, most of people understand the meaning of them coming into this struggle. Many of them came there because maybe some friends convinced them, not knowing exactly the full meaning of them coming into the struggle of Biafra and what that Biafra means to them. So they have not realized exactly what Biafra really means to them. So is this man that we are talking about now that says if Biafra is not it will not be possible.
Yeah.
So this kind of person that stayed very close to Ikemba, monitor most of the things, know everything about Ikemba. So some of them who came very close to him were the people who make the Biafra did not work.
Exactly.
And exactly the same thing that is happening today. Because you cannot tell me that somebody who had been holding a position of finance and the media, somebody that every time that Simon Ekpan wants to come to have a meeting or having any show or having any meeting or this, they must be there, listen to him, know where he's going and what he wants. And the same people are the people that are standing today, are the same people that stand and said that because Simon Ekpa was not there, that Biafra will not be declared.
Mm.
So, what do you think about those people? They don't know what they want. And they don't even understand whom Simon Ekpa is and what Simon Ekpa was preaching all about.
They don't.
Instead, they pick it very, very wrong, where it will favor them. That because Simon Ekpa did not obey Nnamdi Kanu, why must they obey Simon Ekpa? Which was wrong. Simon Ekpa obeyed Nnamdi Kanu 100%.
100%.
Simon Ekpa, when Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, Simon Ekpa we're not aware. The DOS people know that Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned. And when he get to Simon Ekpa, he cooled down, he kept very quiet, listening to the people that is on administration within Nnamdi Kanu.
He was even supporting the DOS. He was supporting the DOS and asking Biafrans to support them.
They did not do anything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the prison, through his sabo lawyer, he could not hold it. He said that Nnamdi Kanu give order for Simon Ekpa to carry on in the radio Biafra. They swear over the dead body that it will not happen. They say they start giving Simon Ekpa the condition that was not from Nnamdi Kanu.
Mm.
That he should have to give up his platform. They come up, they lie that they sent him a paper to sign, that he must sign, which no paper was sent to him. Simon Ekpa come on the air and say, if any person say that he posted any letter to him or gave him any letter to sign, let that person stand up and say where and when. Nobody answered that. Simon Ekpa started supporting them. Say, let everybody queue in and support the DOS. Instead, immediately the DOS started fighting Simon Ekpa that he is not IPOB. He is not IPOB. He is not IPOB. Where did they get it wrong with Simon Ekpa? Even when Nnamdi can give that direction, he still obeyed the DOS, but they are unable to follow up, or they don't want him in any way to come closer to them or work with him in anyhow.
Yes.
So now Simon Ekpa say, okay, no problem. Whatever the masses want, that is what I will support. Then the masses started supporting sit at home. That is where they have problem with Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa said, if the mass is supporting sit at home, I will support sit at home. I am on the side of sit at home. With that said, he's still calling on DOS, come, let people not see it that we are breaking or we have fashion. Come, we don't let this not be. They start calling him names, attacking him. He started begging and begging and begging and begging. So somebody who worked with Simon Ekpa came out and tell somebody that Simon Ekpa did not obey the order from Nnamdi Kanu. That person is a criminal. And that person is not supposed to be in this struggle. Whoever it might be. That is the fact. So, these are the kind of people that we are very close to Mazi Ojukwu Ikemba. That is what we are suffering today. So, until people understand what it means to be free, I don't need any position. Mr. Choose. As you see me here now, start working. I stopped working in Germany in 2003. I registered private business until Buhari came 2016. The business cropped. Everything died down. I have to go back to work. So somebody who did not work for so long, having on his self business, I know if I tell you how much I lose, you cannot believe it. Because there is no freedom. If there had been a freedom, I cannot be in this position today.
At all.
I know how much thousands of euros I lost in this Dutch land. So when somebody started telling you there will be no freedom, that person is a criminal. So a person who wants freedom will say, please, what I want is freedom. I don't want any position. If there is freedom in Biafra today, I will go back to my town. I'm not talking about going to any other. I will move back to my own father's land, in my father's compound. I will put any kind of business. If I can't have any business, I will open one store. Let people come there and drink. I will be happy. So any person that is telling you that freedom is only when he's in position, that person doesn't know what his freedom is all about, and he have not having experience of life. If I tell you what the Igbos in particular is losing in neighboring African countries, if you go inside Cotonou, the business of the Igbos that were seized is like it's like almost half of Okota.
Very true. You're right.
Billions of dollars. You will cry, you will weep. So any person telling you or trying to sabotage what we are doing, that person is a criminal. That person is a criminal. That's only I will not support anybody going to kill anybody. But that person God will know how to handle any person that is sabotaging what we are doing. Exactly. That is only what I have to contribute in this moment. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You have spoken very well, and your word is spot on. Your word is spot on. Everything we are saying here is just the way it is, raw. That is not mixing word, nothing like being politically correct. We say it the way it is. If you don't want freedom, there's no problem. Remain in your slavery, but don't discourage those who are pursuing their freedom, and you come out and say that it is not obtainable. Only a madman will say that freedom is not obtainable. We know it is not easy. It is not cheap. And we are ready to make those sacrifices. The sacrifice have been made already. Just like my brother Akonye said. The same people who were there in the midst of this problem, who built the foundation of this problem today, when you talk, how can you open mouth and say that it is not possible to talk about Biafra again? You open your mouth and begin to call the youths that had more information that you had then. Every time they claim this information, we don't know it. We know more than they know now then. What we know now, they don't know it then. If they have the knowledge that the Biafra generation of this Biafra have, they will never have surrendered. If they have the information the Biafra of today have, they will never, ever have surrendered. But each time they jump out, they say, oh, you don't know anything. You are not born during the war. You were not there. You didn't fight the war. But the information that the present Biafrans have digged out, information we have digged out in this generation, if they had it then, they would have never, ever surrendered. And by now, Biafra will be bubbling as a free nation of its own. We will not be the one fighting the battle. We will be enjoying. They would have handed over to us a sane country. In as much as you are afraid, you have fought your own battle, all you need to do is encourage the youths. Don't discourage them. Encourage those who are. We're not telling you to come to the front and carry gun. We're not telling you to come and sponsor even. But keep your mouth shut. Be on your own side. If you ask a question, answer straight to question you're being answered, and don't discourage people who are pursuing their freedom. There is no way you can convince me that the situation is better now than it was in 1967. It is not better. Everything that transpired that time is still happening now, double. Is it bombing? We are still seeing bombing. Is it dead bodies? We are seeing dead bodies. Is it genocide? We have seen genocide. There are mass graves everywhere. Mass graves everywhere. Wait until after when we were free, you begin to see the assumption of mass graves in every part of Biafra land. And somebody will come and tell me to keep silent and not talk. My brother Prince Iwuchukwu, go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear you, Prince Iwuchukwu. Go ahead. If you're there.
Good morning from here, Chuk Survivor. Good morning, my brother. Thank you very much for this program.
Thank you.
Mr. Greg, I can't see the name of the other person because my screen is very little. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming around. Yeah, about the guy you were talking about, these were the people that Ojukwu wrote in his own book that made him lose the war. You understand?
Exactly.
These are the Efulefus, the intellectuals. He called them intellectuals because he was born in the midst of intellectuals. But our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and called them intellectuals.
Intellectuals, that's what they are.
Which was the real name for them. because these are saboteurs. That man you see, the interview you're talking about is organized interview. They cannot call True Survivor for that kind of interview because they know that he's going to speak the whole truth. They cannot go to those veterans that came to Finland that made us cry in that convention where they were speaking about their ordeals, about what happened to our people. Yeah, they cannot call those people because those people, most of them, they went home being satisfied that they witnessed Biafra come before them. I had overheard most of them saying that if anything happens to them after the declaration of Biafra, that they are satisfied. Those are the people that if they interview, they're going to say the truth and speak the truth about what really transpired in Biafra. That man you see that they did that interview with is just a sabo to the extreme. These are people, like our brother Greg said, that they sold the struggle. They sold that civil war, that Biafran war. They sold our internal leader, Ojukwu. These are people, these are saboteurs. It is in their blood. Like our leader said, that any of them that you see the government of Nigeria and the British people are still embracing them. These are people they worked with. They know them and they know themselves. And for that man to open up his old gutter mouth to say that it talk about 1966Q, it means that he's just trying to turn things around to blame us. That's what they do. They will come on to blame you that the 1966Q was what brought about the whole issue. No, they've been killing our people right from onset. They have been killing the Igbos, especially right from onset. They've been killing us. In 1940 something, there was a massacre. Yes, there was a massacre being recorded. So they've been massacring us. That for that man to come up and say that it's because of the 1966Q, he's just telling a blatant lie. He just wanted to sugarcoat the words. So these are people we don't need to listen to them. Our government don't even need to go close to them. Let them stay with what they believe. He believes that Biafra should not come. We believe that Biafra has come because it has been declared and nothing is going to stop it this time. So, Brother Chooks, when we talk about the seed at home, like the topic of today, I'm so grateful that our people, they are still mindful of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And our people, you see, they come up to know that this is still part of the referendum that we are doing. The world knows it, they're saying it. But you know one thing, I don't know how we're going to get our people from other parts of the other states of Biafra, because this sit at home should be a collective thing. Did you know one thing? I began to make my own research one day. I found out that if the 40 states of Biafra could lock down, like the 5 states of the Biafran land that is doing this, if the 40 states of Biafra could shut down on Monday, Brother Chooks, do you know that it's the damage we will do to the zoo is kind of damage that they've never experienced in their life before. And you see one thing, our people trading both in Lagos and Abuja and other parts of the zoo, it's because we are so stubborn. Because this Monday sit at home should have been a general thing all over, both those in Lagos. If the whole market in Lagos could shut down, do you know how much the zoo will lose? There wouldn't be any breathing space for the zoo. If they could do it for 1 month, 2 months, the zoo will release our supreme leader by force. But you see, and that's also we tell the world that we are over ready to march down to our home. Fine, we are ready. But I'm just saying in essence, our people, they're like being stubborn. The money on Monday morning, they go to shop, knowing fully well that we're having an extreme problem, a big problem that we really need to tackle. You understand? Not just because of our leader or because of Simon Ekpa, but it's just that the killings in our land, this is too much. It is going to extreme. You see how they invade us all the time with all those gullible politicians and those that felt that they are billionaires, These are people sponsoring the zoo, supporting the zoo to do what they are doing in our land. And it's high time we get together and put it to a total stop. That Monday should be no movement in the whole 40 states of Biafra. It's just creating an awareness. We'll look for a way to create that awareness within other states so that they should understand what we're talking about. And besides, from the 40 states, we'll be getting down to people trading in Lagos, Abuja. Even if it gets to us, which are in diaspora, on Mondays, we could also sit at home from our work. That is how the country you're living in and the world will know that, yes, imagine in the whole Europe, where we have doctors, in the whole America, where we have doctors, if everybody could sit at home on Monday, the world will get an alert. People will begin to talk about Biafra. We don't even need to go to podcasts to table our matter. They will be talking of us. Because if you go to a country like US, you have engineers that are Biafrans. You have doctors that save lives that are Biafrans, which are well-known doctors in the United States of America. If you go to UK, they are there. If we all could sit at home on Monday, imagine the message we're passing to the world. You understand? Yeah. So it's just creating that awareness. For me, I gone through that research, and I believe it's hard, it's difficult though. But if we can make it happen, that is a top-notch thing for us to do. And I also believe that after today's inauguration of Trump, I think our DPM will be coming out with a press conference. Then we're going to hear everything that happened. And I know that our Chukwokike is before us and behind us. And he that made this possible had a reason for making it possible. And his reasons always is a special and great reasons, positive one. So I believe that in no time, we'll have good news from there also. But also, we, as Noichineke has on our own way, both our youth back home, we should be ready. Let's not just stand and be waiting for one person, because they said that freedom is being taken, is not being given. The kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the violence that take it by force. So we are Biafrans. We should all get up our asses up, Let's stop waiting for the government. We should think of what we are going to do for the country also. It's all our country. That is our last hope. Thank you very much, you survivor, and thank you everyone on this space and the ones listening on the chat section. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. You have spoken well. And when it comes to the sit-at-home Biafrans, everyone that is doing it and sit at home, please continue to do so. We know that we have challenges in the coastal region. We have so many challenges out there. And that does not mean that the coastal region are not playing their own part. They are playing their major role. And after this declaration, it was supposed to be a different ballgame. There's already a plan that was made by the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, on how to lock the entire 40 states down. But the enemies have come to distract us. And this time around, there are so many responsibilities and challenges ahead of the government. And the government is being very mild to make sure that we capture things back the way it's supposed to be. And before we can be able to move with that force. If not for this distraction, after the declaration of Biafra, by now it would have been a different ballgame. It would have been a different thing. Trump would have come in to realize and see clearly where the smoke is coming from. But unfortunately, the enemy interrupted as always. They always try to delay us and delay us and delay us, but they can never deny us our freedom. That is one thing for sure. But for those of us in Biafra land, continue to stand on your ground. Anything you are doing, continue to do so. The 5-star states that we know are doing marvelously well, and they will continue to do so. And those in the coastal region are doing their own part in their own way. They will continue to do so. Let everybody continue to put hands together. We are going to get there. The time is going to come when the entire nation will be sailed up, and there is no question about it. It is going to happen. It's going to happen, and we're getting there as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's hear from our brother, Apostle Stephen. Apostle Stephen, go ahead and speak to us. After Apostle Stephen, then we can hear from our beloved brother Chidi. Apostle Stephen, are you there? Okay. Go ahead. And
Good morning from here, from my side.
Good morning,
I
you're welcome.
celebrate everyone in this space. And I just want to say, God, thank you for the level we are into. And I want to say this, like one point I want to make concerning those people that sometimes they come and vomit some certain things in interview in Nigeria. Nobody should take them serious. Right? They let them, even if anytime they speak, it should not be kind of topic online. Why should this person say it? If anyone that is that have experienced what called Biafra war, that is living now, that God still give life, is living happily, is enjoying himself. It means that he will never mention, allow you to mention Biafra or freedom of any other person. Yeah. So they are enjoying themselves. So, and anytime you see them sitting in the national television of Nigeria media and begin to speak, it is later, it is an invitation given to them, and they know what they will speak and what they will say. It's just to come to demoralize other young youth who are looking for freedom. So another thing I want to say is that talking about sit at home, I thank God for people in the homeland. They are really keeping the fire burning, because this Christmas or New Year period I am Nigerian, and I found out that everywhere still locked down. There is no two ways about it. And like what you said, if I've not been the people Ogenkele and others that devil is using, but all those things is what we see in freedom. Because if it's not them that being bought over, by now it's another story that we'll be hearing. But yes. I thank God for you, and I thank God for Deputy Prime Minister and Chief of Staff, what the kind of strategy that is on. And one thing that gives me more joy is this fundraising of 40 states. It is massive. It is glorious work. I was following it up. What does it mean? It shows that as this fundraising and the 40 states, empowering 40 states of Biafra land is on, what it shows is that everyone minding their own security. You see this sit at home, very soon is going to be Wi-Fi. It's going to be total lockdown. So there's no need about it's a coastal region or whatever. As far as this 40 states I am telling you, as far as this 40 state is empowered, everybody is about to mind, just completely make sure that your state security is intact. I am telling you that this Monday sit at home, it's not only about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that it is. Yes, it is because of him this sit at home started. But I am telling you, whether they release him or they not release him, sit at home has become a symbol of freedom fight in the Biafran land. There is no way that we say whether if we release it, we stop. If they like, let them hold it. If they don't like, Biafra has gone far. But what we are saying to them, let them release him. The man has already defeated them. There's no way about them keeping. It's just shame holding them. How can he defeat them in their own court? And he told them that I will defeat you in your own court. And they have no choice. They have no choice. They must release him. And I want to tell all the Biafra and those listening that at least Deputy Prime Minister, the woman is dogged, and all the cabinet and the media, you people are doing massively well. And those people that are blabbing and learning around, they have lost it completely. Ogenkele and Dotia, Maputa, this one. And like what Emmanuel Lemeju said, that Ogenkele is the one that sold our PM. Ogenkele is the one that sold it, because I followed his analysis few hours ago. He said that the information coming now, and I want you people, media, to put it, just go and make verification about it. Because he said, what is holding the Prime Minister now is money laundering. And the Ogenkele himself is the one that brings the information to say that the prime minister is doing money laundering in the account himself is managing, because government of Enugu State, the governor of Enugu State, launched a huge amount of money in that account. So Ogenkele is the one, the Isaiah Ayong is the one that is against our freedom, is the one that is against our PM. So they are not holding terrorists or whatever arms, whatever the charges. What they are holding now is money laundering, and he's the one that went and committed the information. Why can't he come and do just give an account, simple give an account? If you know that this is a Biafra account you are managing, because he knows what he did. But the Lord will bring him as expose him to the world to see that evil can never last long. Evil can never defeat darkness can never defeat the light. So I want the media to make sure that you people go dig deep in that information. Immediately I had that guy, because I am following every one of him. Immediately I had him. It is true that there's no way you will counter everything you have said. He said that no one is true. The man has done a lot. Everybody, every sabo, you have his own level. But Ogenkele's own level is another, and his all the disciples, which is Sonia Palawa and Vam, all of them. But they have already lost it. I just want to encourage everyone that we are making a headway. Only that fundraising on Saturday, he has made it's a mind blowing. Even Musa have started crying again that this woman is a terrible. And Simon Depa said it. Even if he take me, another dangerous person will rise. But we know that our PM will join us. He will, as he have said it, is the last bus stop. He will fight it to the last. Is the end. My generation is the end. I just want to encourage and give the mic to others to say their mind, and we are moving. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Apostle Steve. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. Thank you so much. You have spoken well, and we continue to look into the sit at home. You can see Biafra land is still locked down today, and the update is coming from the platform of the Biafran government in X. That is where I'm getting the information from, and the sit at home is being observed everywhere. And just like my brother said, we do understand the evil work that the saboteurs are doing against our prime minister, and whatever they have to do about terrorism has been dropped. That is very, very true. It has been dropped, and the issue of money laundering that they are bringing, we know the inside work and the propaganda and the evil men that are doing, but the government of Biafra is on top of the game. We have a capable government under Dr. DPMDrNgoziOrabueze, and we have the ministries that are working hand in hand daily to make sure that evidence and information are being provided, to make sure that our prime minister comes out victorious. And he is going to come out stronger than ever, very, very soon. Our prime minister is going to come out stronger. So whatever they present as an evidence against him is just a waste of time. We are going to win it as we have always won. Thank you so much. Let us hear from my beloved brother, Chidi. Go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear from you, Chidi.
Hey, brother, just good morning.
Good morning, my brother. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
What I want to tell you is this. I need a Gabon admin number.
Gabon.
Please. Can you get it?
Gabon admin number.
Yeah.
Okay, I will send it to you. I can't get it now because I'm using the phone to stream on somewhere else. You have my WhatsApp number?
I write it somewhere, but I'll forget it. I will look at it. I will look for it.
Yeah, send me a WhatsApp message, then I will get it. And I will send you, text you the number. I have the government number is available, but where it is now, I can't be able to set my hand. It's on my phone, and I'm using that phone to stream on Facebook. So
No,
just
I will send the message to you later.
Okay. Send the message to me. I will give you the Gabon contact so I can join them.
Thank you. I love what you are doing. Carry
You're
on.
welcome. Thank you so much.
Please, you can tell my Adadio Ramma, if you contact her, tell her to cool down. Those people want to bully her. They are trying to bully the woman.
Yeah, Ada is equal to the task. Ada is not somebody they can bully. Anybody that think he can bully her is
tell her to calm down. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that amazing contribution. We appreciate you. So every Biafran that is watching us and observing wherever you are watching from, I welcome you. Remember, today is a sit at home. Biafra land is under lock and key. If you are in Biafra land and you are not observing the sit at home, you're on your own. Whatever happens to you, don't blame anybody. Do not blame anybody. Everything we are doing today is to make sure the life and properties of Biafrans are safe. Nigeria is not there for us. They are not there to fight for us. They are there to take us out. But the responsibility of the Biafran government is to make sure that every life and property of Biafrans are secured. That is the primary objective of the government of Biafra under Dr. Ngozi. We must continue to stand strong and do what we have to do. Don't allow anybody to discourage you in the pursuit of your freedom. No matter what happens, no matter the propaganda you hear from right, left, and center, no matter the blackmails, no matter the lies you hear on daily basis, do not allow anybody to discourage you. Discouragement will always come. They will always make you feel as if you're committing a crime. There is nothing like a crime pursuing your freedom. You have the right to ask for your freedom. You have the right to do what you have to do. You have the right to request for self-determination. International law supports that. African peoples and human rights law supports that. And to an extent, even Nigerian law itself supports self-determination. But when it comes to Biafran people, anything we put hand, they don't want it to succeed. Just like they have revealed in one of their media, Showore revealed and said that Nigerians, they believe that crimes against the Biafran people, more especially the Igbos, is not crime against human rights. They feel they can do anything against the Biafran people and get away with it. They feel they can do anything against the Igbos and get away with it. And that is what they are meant to believe. And we have to prove to them that that is wrong. And that is why we are no longer waiting on anybody today to come and fight for us. Neither are we putting our hope, our strength on somebody else. We have taken the challenge upon ourselves. We have taken the challenge on ourselves and want to make sure that our freedom is guaranteed. It doesn't matter what the enemies are saying. It does not matter their blackmail and propaganda. It does not matter which angle they are coming from. The pursuit of our freedom is something we must continue to do until we are completely free. And our freedom we must have. No matter what the enemies are saying out there, no matter the language they speak, no matter how they cook their lies and propaganda, our freedom can never, ever be sold out for anything. No amount of money can be enough to buy our freedom. That is why Biafran people today are speaking loud in Biafra land. Sitting at home every Monday, as of today, you look at Biafra land, you see Biafra land under lock and key. Nobody is enforcing it. Nobody is being forced. It is just to make a clear statement. And our people have realized that it is also a way to let the world know about the referendum that we are in one side. There is nothing anybody can do to stop us. Their propaganda, their blackmail, their distraction cannot work. Nigeria is not a country. It is a country that is meant to destroy. It is a terrorist country. And when we call it a terrorist country, it is not that we are making it up. We are not just trying to say it out of hatred or because we don't like them. No, it is what they are. It is a terrorist country. I didn't just say it. The people in that zoo, their politicians, confessed to the terrorism of Nigeria. And they have continued on that path to tomorrow. They are not changing. So it is based on what they do, based on their action. That is why we call the government a terrorist government. They sponsor terrorism directly and indirectly. They sponsor it and they speak about it in the public. They announce it in the public. So when we say this word and we touch this word, we are only highlighting it for people to know what is going on. It is not as if we are making it up. And I'm going to play a video to show you from their own conventional media that the testimony of Nigeria being a terrorist country was not made by Biafrans. It was made by the Northerners. They confess to that. And they continue to push that terrorism direction. I want you to listen to this video.
Merging on how Nigeria got itself into the current insecurity that has spread to many parts of the country. A former chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, that's Abubakar Kawu Baraje, traced the origin of the current insecurity in the country to the influx of Fulani from neighboring countries like Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad, brought into the country for election purposes back in 2015. He also backed self-help initiatives of the Southwest governors, stating that responses of Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho to the herdsmen menace were necessary because the federal government failed in its principal responsibility to secure life and property. Baraje, who once served as the party's national secretary and chairman of the breakaway faction of PDP, said the Fulani men causing havoc in the country are not aboriginal to Nigeria. Well, to speak more on the allegation of importing Fulani militias from Mali, Sierra Leone, Senegal to fuel insecurity so as to win the 2015 elections, former PDP National Chairman Alhaji Kawu Baraje joins us on Newsday. Good to have you on the program.
Before this man will speak, you have heard it. How the insecurity they are crying about today, talking about today, that they want to put on the Biafran agitators, the insecurity that they are shouting today, how the Nigerian government, under this APC, sponsored the terrorists to enter Nigeria from all parts of West Africa. A member of the APC chieftain is confessing to this. You have heard the person who presented the case say it. How they entered, how the cause of this insecurity. You are hearing insecurity, the loss of life, the bandits you are seeing today, the terrorists that they have renamed with different kinds of names. It was the Nigerian government, the APC government, that they invited them to come in. Only purpose is to win election. And they have to help them win election, and then they give them a portion of land. And their target is Biafra land. That is where they are targeting. And some other places. Everywhere where you have Christians, that is where they are targeted. More especially Biafra land is their target. A promise they were made. The government of Nigeria entered into agreement with these terrorists to come and help them win election. And they won. Today, the terrorist government of APC is pretending not to know why insecurity is everywhere. They pretend. Now you are going to hear a confession from the chieftain himself, how they brought the insecurity and the terrorism you are seeing in the Zoological Republic today. Let's hear from him.
Thank you so much.
Haji Kawu, thank you so much for being here. So that was very revelatory, the allegations being made here. I'm just wondering the timing of this revelation and what role you might have played in all of this.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. I just want to, we are not surprised. I am not surprised because this is the period that political mudslingers will continue to want to cling to the last straw when their own party is sinking. PDP is not sinking. I am not sinking. I am not in APC. And I would never be in APC. What I said categorically was that in 2014-15, in preparation for 2015 elections, all efforts were made to ensure that APC came into power. And as a build-up toward that election, APC never, or some people in APC never thought they were going to win an election. So all manners of scandals were prepared, to ensure that if APC didn't win, then Nigeria may not stay. That's what I said. And the correct thing was carried. And I'm so surprised that some mischief makers are at work. Even last week, they came up to put my name on the record that I am defecting to APC. And I told them that that's their wishes. It is this period that any sinking party will be looking for good character to smear, and not me, Abubakar Kawaraji. That's my stand.
Now, I'd like to follow up on something that you mentioned earlier. You said that you were indeed with the APC, but that you quickly left before you got your fingers burnt. Can you explain what you meant by that statement?
Yeah. You see, when political parties and associations form alliances, they form alliances based on some agreements. Such agreements becomes operational if such party that was put into focus comes into power. APC was the party that various groups came together to form. And it came around at a time when we had some internal problems in PDP. And I happened to be pushed forward to provide leadership for the group that was coming from the PDP, which was known as the new PDP, the defunct new PDP. So we were on agreement on certain issues. And immediately we came into power, no sooner that we realized that those agreements were being violated. We have to go back because we stood for honesty, we stood for fighting for the masses, and the idea that we had before we went to agreement was that the individuals that we were meeting in APC, as they refer to themselves as progressive, the idea they had was not progressive enough for us. That's what I mean.
All right, Alhaji Baraje. Speaking of...
This was the man who made that confession that they talked about. But you see, Nigerian, for what it is, they always report their news and they downse it, and people cannot be able to catch up what is happening. You saw her when she was making the introduction. I want to play her own introduction again. So you understand the role this man played. He was the one that made the confession how the Zoological Republic took terrorists to come and help them win election. And they are the source of the insecurity you are seeing today. This is not the very first time this man's name is well called, but at least you have seen his picture. The man who was there in the forefront. He said he ran away before his fingers were burnt, with other stories he's telling.
On how Nigeria got itself into the current insecurity that has spread to many parts of the country. A former chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, that's Abubakar Kawu Baraje, traced the origin of the current insecurity in the country to the influx of Fulani from neighboring countries like Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad, brought into the country for election purposes back in 2015. He also backed self-help initiatives of the Southwest governors, stating that responses of Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho to the herdsmen menace were necessary because the federal government failed in its principal responsibility to secure life and property. Baraje, who once served as the party's national secretary and chairman of the breakaway faction of PDP, said the Fulani men causing havoc in the country are not aboriginal to Nigeria.
Now, you have heard it. For you to understand this very news properly, I'm going to play the video that was made by the people that these terrorists kidnapped and what they told them, the contract they have with the government and what their plans is. Listen to this very confession. The people that they kidnapped, after they kidnapped this set of people and they released them, they sent them a message to the government and their demand was very clear and direct. Let's hear.
Leader?
Is the leader.
Did he say his name?
Yes, he said his name, something like Kachalla Ali. Something like Kachalla Ali. They were just complaining about the government, that the government promised them something during the election. All these fake promises of politics. So they didn't fulfill it. That was what tempted them to be into this bandit of 18 and kidnapping. But
you didn't hear it? Government reached agreement with these bandits. They promised them, they made a promise to them that they should help them win election. After winning election, that they are going to give them land, give them education, give them whatever in their land, and give them a land to settle. It's agreement. And now they are waiting for that thing to be fulfilled. And now the same people they invited have now taken over, taken innocent life. This is the genesis of the insecurity that they try to blame on the agitators. The genesis of this, the Fulani herdsmen you are seeing today that have surrounded Biafra and surrounded every part of Nigeria was brought in by the government of the day. That is why we call them a terrorist government. I want you to hear it again from this lady. Hear it and hear it clear. I will allow you to play too.
something like Kachalla Ali. Something like Kachalla Ali. They were just complaining about the government, that the government promised them something during the election. All this.
The government promised them something during the election. These terrorists, government promised them something during the election. They brought them, used them to win election, and promised them something during the election.
Fake promises of politics. So they didn't fulfill it. That was what tempted them to be into this bandit of 18 and kidnapping. But what they promised us that, and I asked one of them that, what do you want from the government? They were telling us that what we want is that if the government can fulfill their promises. And I asked them what was their promises. They were saying that shelter.
Shelter. Where are you going to give them that shelter? Shelter simply means giving them the land. And which land is empty in this so-called Nigeria that there's no people accommodating? Which land? Which shelter are you preparing to be people you brought from different parts of West Africa to come and settle? Now you understand.
The government promised them to give them hospital, good education. They will pay some of them salaries, something like that, farms and everything. But the government refused. After the election was fulfilled, the government now decided not to fulfill their promises. That was what they've been saying. It's government.
So, 7 days in the bush. How were you faring? What were you eating? What were you drinking?
We've been drinking dirty water. That is the river water. The water they will bath with the water in the river. They will now give us to drink it. I'm very happy. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for rescuing us, because most of my family was the largest members of this thing. Kidnapped this thing. We are the largest, about 16. So when we are there, we are just thinking how our parents were feeling, and because we've even lost hope already that we're going to die. We are not going to see our family. But we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we survived and we are here with our family. But my advice is for the government now. Please, the government should do something very fast, because these people are dangerous. What we are seeing is that most of the arms you people are not expecting they have it. And they can deal with any.
Did you hear that? Most of the arms you think that this you don't have, they have it. They have it. The most important is most of the arms you think they have it. And what are they going to do? They need their land that you promised them. A land that you will develop for them. That is why today they have been given free hand to run down to the southeast and take over all the bushes. Any place they conquer becomes their own. And you want to fold their hand for them to conquer you? Not Biafra land.
People are not expecting they have it. They have it, and they can deal with any other person.
My fellow Biafrans that are watching, the purpose of playing this video is for those of them in the world who, when we call Nigeria a terrorist government, Nigerian government a terrorist government, they think we are making it up. They think we are being too extreme. We are not just saying it out of anger or to smear their name. It is truth. It is a fact that the government of the day is a terrorist government, sponsored, instituted by terrorists, and they have continued to terrorize their citizens in different ways up to this day. They terrorize them with hunger, terrorize them with bad economy, terrorize them with security. People are losing their life on a daily basis. Now you see why whenever this bandit attack, nobody goes after them. Instead of using their Tucano jet on the terrorists, they are using it on Biafrans. You always see them flying their jet over Biafra land. You never see them fly their jet over the terrorist zone because they reach agreement, and these are the people that they brought into the country. But for us Biafrans, we have had more than enough, and we are walking out of the zoo. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, we are going to be free. Today is a very special Monday. While Biafrans are sitting at home as always, we are waiting to have an update from the United States of America on the Donald Trump inauguration. The Donald Trump inauguration is going to happen today, and Biafra will be fully represented. We will be waiting to see the videos that are going to come out, and we are going to share with you the information that we're going to get, and we believe it will mark a new beginning. I appreciate everyone that have been part of this program, wherever you are joining from. Thank you so much for being part of this program. Always be prepared for what is coming. We shall overcome. Before I round up, I'll allow my brother Prince Iwuchukwu, if you are still there, give us a closing remark before I close this program. Prince Iwuchukwu, are you there? Are you there, Prince Iwuchukwu? If you're there, give us your closing remark before I round up the program.
Yeah, I'm here, my brother. I'm here, okay. My beloved brother. I'm here. It's just that my closing remarks is as in just putting up to everybody. We should bear in mind that the struggle for this our liberation that has been declared, it's for us to protect the land, give the total support to the present government of USB being led by Dr. Ngozi, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, and our leader, Onyendu. We should all put it in our mind and put also Mazi Simon Ekpa on our mind. Yes. The enemies are out to destroy us, but we should not allow it to happen. We should all support our government, and everybody back home, those at homeland, should be very, very vigilant. When you see something, say something. Absolutely. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't let it be late. Then you will not say you wanted to say or you saw it when it was happening. No. If you see something, say something. That is the power of information that we need to spread around within ourselves to make sure that we secure our land. These Maludas, we don't know them, they don't know us. We're never going to give them access to having our lands. We're never going to live in IDP camps. That is not the call for we Biafrans. So everybody should be up and doing and know how we're going to give our government the full support they need from us. Thank you very much. And thank you, Chooks Survivor. And thank you, everyone around. I hail all Biafran. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for being part of the program from the beginning to end. Fellow Biafrans, I thank everybody that have been part of this program. Those of us in Biafra land, I appreciate everyone that is participating in the seat at home. May Chukwu God and strengthen all of you. Every Biafran, wherever you are blessed. I pray for our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, for God's protection, direction, safety, and security. Wherever she might go, that Almighty Chukwu God should put word into her mouth to speak for Biafra. I pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, for strength, for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and for him to join us as soon as possible. I pray for our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his freedom. Very soon. Today is a special day where we remember him. May Chukwu Okike Abiama bring him back to us very soon. And we commit the inauguration of Donald Trump into the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiama today to be a success, and it will be to our own favor. We pray that everything that is going to happen there will be to the glory of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you. See you again next time.
You own businesses everywhere in Nigeria. For that reason, you want everybody to buy. Nobody is above debt. Debt is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It is happening every day.
All right.
Understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra exit